I didn't expect to find anyone in the flower room. The bakery had been quiet after the lunch rush, and I thought I'd finally get a moment to myself. But the second I opened the door, the smell of flour hit me, and so did the sight.
Ben.
His pants unbuttoned. Lily, the girl I had taken in from the streets, perched on the prep table, laughing. My stomach dropped. My hands clenched. Ben, I said, voice sharp. What the hell is going on? He froze, eyes wide. Lily's laughter faltered. Clara, it's not. Not what? I cut him off. You think I wouldn't see this? You think I wouldn't notice my own bakery being turned into this? Ben stepped forward, trying to explain. Clara, I can explain. Explain? I echoed. Explain how you betray me like this? How you betray her trust. You used my bakery, my space, everything we built, to... Lily climbed down from the table, looking guilty. Clara, I didn't know he would. You didn't know? I snapped. You were complicit. Ben reached for me, but I backed away, heart racing. Don't touch me. He hesitated.
I'm sorry.
It just happened. It's not what it looks like. It looks exactly like what it is, I said, voice shaking. I trusted you. I gave you everything here. And you. I gestured to the scene in front of me. You betray me. You betray her. You betray the bakery. Ben swallowed hard. Clara, please. I can fix this. Fix this. I laughed bitterly. You can't fix betrayal. Not this one. He stepped closer, trying to reach for my arm. I dodged. I'm warning you, Ben. One wrong move and this bakery becomes your worst nightmare. Don't think I won't act. Lily tugged at my sleeve. Clara, maybe we should just leave him. No, I said firmly. He needs to see me. He needs to understand what he's lost. Ben's face darkened. You don't get to lecture me. You think you own everything? You think you can control me? You've been controlling yourself, I said, stepping closer, forcing him to back up. But control doesn't excuse betrayal. And this. I gestured again to Lily. This is unforgivable. Ben's eyes flicked to Lily, then back to me. Clara. I grabbed the nearest rolling pin from the counter. Don't finish that sentence. Don't even try. He froze. I could see the realization in his eyes. He'd underestimated me. He thought I'd crumble, scream, or beg. He was wrong. You have one chance to walk away, I said, gripping the rolling pin tightly. One chance to leave this bakery, this space, and this life before I decide exactly how to deal with your betrayal. Ben hesitated. His smirk faded. Clara, you wouldn't. I would, I said, voice cold. And I will. Before he could react, I grabbed the door handle to leave. But Ben lunged. I screamed, and everything went black. The cold hit me before I even realized where I was. I stumbled, trying to shake off the dizziness, and realized I was in the industrial walk-in freezer. My breath puffed out in mist. Every muscle screamed, my heart racing. Ben's laughter echoed off the metal walls. Thought you'd get away, huh? I spun, trying to find him.
Ben.
Let me out. What the hell is wrong with you? He leaned against the freezer door, calm and infuriatingly smug. What's wrong? I'm showing you who's in control here. This bakery? It's mine. Lily? She's mine. And you're just in the way. I took a step forward. You're insane. You're risking everything for what? Her? Your ego? He shrugged. Call it what you want. But I don't think you get it. You've pushed me too far. I clenched my fists, feeling the chill bite through my sweater. I trusted you. I gave you a chance. I took you in. And this is how you repay me. His grin widened. Repay you? I'm getting what I deserve. I lunged toward him, hoping to grab the handle, but he slammed the freezer door shut from the outside. The metal slammed against the frame with a harsh echo.
Ben.
Open it. I banged my fists against the door, panic rising. I swear if you don't open this. You'll what? He called from the other side. Scream louder? Nobody can hear you. And even if they did, who would believe you? I kicked the door with everything I had, teeth clenched, eyes burning. You're a coward, hiding behind threats and walls. I won't let you get away with this. You don't have a choice, he said, his voice eerily calm. Just stay in there and think about what you did to me, about what you took from me. I sank to the floor, shivering, cold metal pressed against my back. I scratched my legs. My breath came in short, ragged gasps. But I refused to let fear take over. This isn't over, Ben, I said aloud, though my voice trembled. I don't care what you think. I don't care how strong you think you are. You're going to regret this. I pressed my hands against the door, testing every seam, every lock. Nothing. He'd sealed it tight. But I noticed the small gap under the door. Not much, but enough. I started trying to pry it open with my nails, then my fingers. Cold bit at my skin, numbness creeping up, but I refused to give in. Each second in here only fueled the fire inside me. Don't waste your energy, Ben yelled from outside. You'll freeze before you figure it out. I ignored him, focusing. Sweat mixed with the cold. I twisted my body, pushed, pulled. My teeth chattered. My arms burned, but I found leverage. The door gave a tiny shift. I gritted my teeth. Not done yet. Not done. You'll see. I will survive this. Ben's laughter faded slightly, replaced by a growl of frustration. I could hear him moving away from the door. That gave me a moment. I pressed harder. The door shifted more. I could feel the cold gnawing at me, but the thought of revenge, of taking everything back, kept me going. And just like that, I realized something. I wasn't done. I wouldn't be. Not ever. This was only the beginning. The first thing I noticed was the chill. Not the freezer chill, but the lingering bite on my skin, reminding me I had survived. I opened my eyes to the harsh fluorescent lights of the kitchen. Stainless steel counters, trays of ingredients, the faint smell of dough. It all felt unreal. My body ached, but I was alive. Alive and furious. Finally awake. A voice said softly. I snapped my head to see Lily leaning against the counter, worried but relieved. Clara, thank God. Where? I started, my voice rough. The freezer, she said quietly. He locked you in. I tried to stop him. I sat up, letting the cold sting my arms. And Ben? He left, Lily said. Thought you were done for. I clenched my fists. Thought wrong. Lily stepped closer. What are you going to do? I fixed her with a hard stare. Exactly what he doesn't expect. I'm taking everything back. Every bit of this bakery, every ounce of control he thinks he has. And I'm going to make sure he regrets underestimating me. Lily nodded slowly. I'll help. I swear. I smirked faintly. Good. You're going to need to be sharp. This isn't just about surviving anymore. This is about winning. I swung my legs off the prep table and stood, testing my muscles. The ache was real, but it was fuel now, not weakness. I went straight to the computer in the office corner, checking the bakery's accounts. Ben thought he could hide the sales, the inventory, the contracts. I had access. Roman's words from years ago echoed in my mind. Always anticipate, always document, always be 2 steps ahead. I had ignored them before. Not anymore. I opened the files. Bank statements, supplier contacts, client lists, all intact. All under my control. And, with the right legal support, I could take this bakery from Ben and Lily and still come out unscathed. I looked at Lily. I need you to do something.
Keep an eye on him.
Any move, any sign, I want it reported immediately. No mistakes. She nodded, determination in her eyes.
Yes.
I won't let him hurt you again. Good, I said. Because we're about to make him pay. Not with fists, not with anger, but with strategy. He thinks he's in control. That's his first mistake. I went over to the order board. Every appointment, every delivery, every supplier, I could reroute, reschedule, and regain control. By the time Ben realized what I was doing, it would be too late. Lily hesitated. Clara, what about Jack? I smiled faintly, thinking of him. Ben's older brother, The one who had always hated him, who had loved me since childhood. Jack's our wild card.
He knows the law. He knows Ben. And he owes me.
We'll use him when the time is right. Lily's eyes widened. You really plan to take everything from him? Not if. When, I said. And trust me, Lily, he won't see it coming. I took a deep breath, the chill of the freezer still lingering. But this time, it fueled me instead of paralyzing me. This is our bakery, I said, turning to Lily. Our rules, our control, our victory. And we're just getting started. She smiled, nervous but ready. I clenched my jaw, hands trembling with a mix of cold and fury. Ben made one fatal mistake, I muttered. He underestimated me. And this time he was going to pay for it. I didn't wait. I grabbed my phone and dialed Jack. Clara, he answered, surprised. Your brother tried to kill me, I said. I'm done playing nice. I need your help. There was silence, then his voice went cold. Tell me where you are. Bakery.
Now.
10 minutes later, Jack pushed through the back door. His jaw tightened when he saw my pale face. He locked you in the freezer? He asked. Yes. Jack exhaled slowly. I always knew he'd cross a line. What do you want to do? I sell the bakery out from under him. Today. Jack gave a sharp smile. That's exactly what I was hoping you'd say. We went straight into the office. I pulled out the ownership files. He never bothered to remove my majority clause, I said. 70% still mine. Jack nodded. Then you control the sale. I typed fast. Who do we contact? I already have buyers, Jack said. 2 chains looking for boutique bakeries. Call them, I said. Now. He stepped outside, phone to his ear. I opened Ben's private folder, copied every vendor contract, and locked him out of the system. Lily appeared in the doorway. Ben just texted me. He's coming back. Perfect, I said. Keep him busy. She nodded and disappeared. Jack came back in. First buyers interested. Wants financials. They'll have them in 5 minutes, I said. I emailed everything. No delay. No mercy. Ben stormed in, shouting from the hallway. Where the hell are the inventory files? I didn't look up. Gone. He slammed the door open. What did you do? I met his eyes. I took back my bakery. You can't sell without me, he snapped. Yes, I can, I said calmly. I own the majority. Jack stepped between us. And I'm handling the paperwork. Ben laughed bitterly. You always hated me. Jack crossed his arms. You locked Clara in a freezer. You're finished. Ben lunged toward me. Jack blocked him. Touch her, Jack said, and I'll call the police before your next breath. Ben froze, eyes wild. Clara, please. We can fix this. I stood. You tried to kill me. This isn't a fight. It's an execution. Jack's phone rang. He answered. Yes, she's the owner. Price approved. Ben's face drained of color. What did you just do? Ben whispered. Jack ended the call. Sold your future. I typed one last confirmation and hit send. Done, I said. Ben dropped into a chair. You can't take everything. I can, I replied. And I am. Lily peeked in. The buyers are here. I smiled. Show them in. 2 men walked in, suits sharp, eyes curious. Clara Bennett. One asked. That's me. They shook my hand. We've reviewed the numbers. We're ready. Ben stood abruptly. She's lying. I built this place. I didn't flinch. You tried to murder the owner. Sit down. They stared at Ben, then at me. We'll proceed, one of them said slowly. Jack handed them the contract. Sign here. Clara retains creative control for the transition period. I signed without hesitation. The men signed. Jack looked at Ben. It's over. Ben whispered. Clara, please. I leaned toward him. This bakery saved your life. And you repaid it by trying to end mine. He reached for me. Jack grabbed his wrist. Get out, Jack said. Ben stumbled backward, eyes broken, and walked out. I exhaled. Next step. Jack looked at me softly. Now we make sure he never comes near you again. Ben wasn't done yet. I knew that. He thought selling the bakery would crush me, but he underestimated Jack and me. Jack and I sat in the office, reviewing the contracts again. Everything's airtight, he said, scrolling through the documents. Ben can't touch a thing.
Good, I said.
He won't even get a whiff of control.
The phone rang.
Jack answered. Yes, this is him. She's still in the office. He hung up. Ben sending someone to intimidate you. I clenched my fists. Let them try. Seconds later, the door banged open. Two of Ben's friends stepped inside, eyes wild. I didn't move. Leave, I said, calm but sharp. We just want to talk, one of them said, smirking. Jack stood, towering. Step back.
Now.
I advanced slightly. One wrong move and I call the cops. You won't like what happens next. They froze. I could see their confidence waver. Ben had been the coward hiding behind others. Now it was my turn. We were leaving, the taller one muttered. They backed out, glancing nervously at Jack. I exhaled.
Good.
Remember that. Jack turned to me. You need to file a restraining order. Make it official. I nodded. Already on it. Let's finish him off legally. Jack pulled a folder from his briefcase. All evidence from the bakery, the freezer incident, everything. Lawyers ready to file criminal complaints against Ben for attempted assault, harassment, and endangerment. Let's do it now, I said, taking the folder. I flipped through the documents. Detailed. Precise. No gaps. Jack glanced at me. You know, I've always wanted to protect you. Never got the chance when we were kids. I looked at him, a small smile forming. Well, now you do. He smirked back. Feels good to finally use the law against him instead of just brute force. I called my lawyer. Start the filing. Restraining order first. Criminal charges second. Don't leave a loophole. Understood, the lawyer said. We'll move immediately. I hung up and turned to Jack. While they're preparing papers, let's secure the bakery's digital systems. Lock out Ben permanently. Change passwords, encryption, everything. Jack nodded. We moved quickly, working together. I handled the creative accounts, vendors, and inventory systems. Jack handled banking and contracts. By the time we were done, Ben had zero access. Lily peeked in. Is he gone for good?
For good, I said.
And if he shows his face again, the law will deal with him. Jack put a hand lightly on my shoulder. You don't have to fight him alone anymore. I felt a small flicker of warmth. I never will again. A message popped up on my screen, Ben. Clara, I'll make you pay. I didn't respond. I smiled. He already has. For underestimating me. Jack stood behind me. Want me to send him a little legal reminder? I want him to know, I said. No shortcuts, no intimidation. Everything legal, documented, unbreakable. He'll regret this every day. Jack grinned. Consider it done. I turned back to the bakery. My bakery. Safe, thriving mine. Not because I fought blindly, but because I was smarter, faster, and prepared. Ben thought he could take it all, but I reclaimed it in every way possible. I exhaled. Step 1 complete. Step 2, make sure he never touches my life again. Jack smiled, a flicker of something more than professional satisfaction in his eyes. Step 2 will be fun. I smirked.
Oh, it will.
And he won't see it coming. We moved out of the office, ready to execute the next stage. Control, revenge, and justice, all in my hands. The buyers wanted a clean transition. I wanted a spectacle. Jack and I stood in the front of the bakery before opening. Cameras from the local food blog were already set. Word spreads fast when ownership changes suddenly. Jack checked his watch. Ben's outside. Let him come in, I said. The door burst open. Ben stormed straight to me. You think you can humiliate me like this? I didn't flinch. You humiliated yourself when you locked me in that freezer. The blogger raised her phone higher. Wait, what freezer? I looked straight into the camera. My ex-partner tried to trap me inside our industrial freezer after I caught him cheating with Lily. Ben spun to Lily. You told her? Lily crossed her arms. You tried to leave her there. Jack stepped forward. Say another word, and I'll add intimidation to your charges. The blogger whispered. Charges? I turned back to the camera. Police reports are filed. Restraining order in progress.
Ben pointed at me.
You're lying. Jack pulled out his tablet and tapped the screen. Court documents. Time-stamped. The blogger's eyes widened. Can I film this?
Go ahead, I said.
Ben backed up. This is private business. No, I replied. This is accountability. Customers started gathering at the entrance, phones raised. Ben looked around, realizing he had lost the room. One of the buyers walked in. Is this the former partner? Yes, I said. He no longer has any authority here. Ben grabbed a chair and slammed it down. This is my place. Jack moved instantly. Out. 2 security guards the buyers had hired appeared behind Ben. Sir, you need to leave, one of them said. Ben looked at me one last time. You ruined me. I stepped closer. You tried to end my life. This is mercy. The guards escorted him out. Cameras followed. The blogger approached me. Can you say that again for the video? I faced her phone. I caught my partner betraying me in my own bakery. When I confronted him, he trapped me in a freezer. I survived. I sold the bakery out from under him, and now he's facing legal consequences. She swallowed. That's unbelievable. It's reality, I said. Jack stood beside me. And she's not alone anymore. Lily walked over. I want to apologize publicly. I was wrong. Clara saved me when I had nothing, and I betrayed her. I put a hand on her shoulder. You're fixing it now. That's what matters. The blogger smiled. This is going viral. Good, I said. My phone buzzed my lawyer. Clara, the restraining order is approved. I looked at Jack. Tell the world. He raised his voice. She now has a court-issued restraining order against Ben. A murmur rippled through the crowd. Ben shouted from outside. This isn't over. I walked to the door and looked at him through the glass. It is for you. Security closed the door in his face. I turned back to the bakery. We open in 5. The buyers nodded. Everything's ready. The first customers stepped in, whispering, filming, curious. Jack leaned close. You just destroyed his reputation in under 10 minutes. I met his eyes.
No.
I reclaimed mine. The doors opened wide. My name was on the register screen. My rules. My bakery. And Ben was gone. Ben wasn't finished. I knew at the moment he got dragged out during the public reckoning. But I wasn't going to wait for him to act. I was going to finish this completely decisively. I called Jack the moment the bakery quieted down. We're going after him legally, full force. No mercy. Jack nodded. I've got everything ready. Police reports, witness statements, proof of the freezer incident, harassment evidence. This is airtight. Good, I said. I want it filed today. He needs to feel the consequences. Lily appeared at the office door. Clara, he's calling. He sounds desperate. I picked up the phone.
Ben.
Don't bother. This is over. He shouted on the other line. You can't ruin me. You'll regret this. I pressed mute, then looked at Jack. He's desperate. That's perfect. File the restraining order and criminal complaint now. Jack went straight to his laptop. I watched him work, my mind running through the steps. Bank accounts frozen, digital systems locked, contracts signed over. He had 0 leverage left. Done, Jack said, hitting send. All legal action submitted. He won't be able to touch you or this bakery again. I exhaled, but didn't relax. Check local media. Make sure this goes public. Everyone needs to see him exposed. No whispers, no hiding. Jack smirked. Already on it. Social media posts drafted, news tips submitted, bloggers informed. It's going live in minutes. I stepped to the front of the bakery, watching the street. Ben was pacing outside, phone in hand, shouting. Cameras from curious neighbors and reporters followed him. I turned to Lily. Go get the doors locked. No surprises. She nodded and hurried.
Jack followed me.
He's cornered, Clara. Legally, publicly, he's done. I met his eyes, letting a tiny flicker of gratitude show. Thank you. For everything. He stepped closer, voice lower. I told you I'd protect you. I've been waiting years for this chance. I swallowed, heart quickening. Then let's finish it. Minutes later, the lawyers called. Clara, all filings confirmed. Restraining order in effect immediately. Criminal charges accepted. He'll have a court date in a week.
Perfect, I said.
Now, let's make sure he can't hide, can't manipulate, can't fight back. Jack pulled out a phone. I've already sent copies to the police, the DA, and his creditors. Every contact, every record, he's cornered. I smiled coldly.
Good.
I want him to realize the world sees him for what he is. The bakery door opened. Lily returned, shutting it behind her. He's still yelling outside.
Let him, I said.
Every witness, every neighbor, every customer, they see him. No one's on his side. Jack's hand brushed mine. Clara, you did it. Completely. I let the tension melt for a second. We did it. Together. A siren wailed in the distance. I knew Ben had called the police, likely trying to reverse it. Too late. Every move was documented. Every crime recorded. I looked at Jack. You know, I think this is the first time I've felt safe in years. Jack's lips curved into a faint smile. You've earned it. And you'll never be threatened again. I turned to the window. Ben had stopped yelling. He was pacing, defeated, exposed to the world. And for the first time, I felt something heavier than revenge. Closure. I exhaled slowly, letting it all sink in. The bakery was mine. The law was mine, and Ben was nothing. Jack stepped closer, hand brushing mine again. Ready to move forward? I smiled, letting the weight of victory settle.
Yes.
Forward. And this time, with someone I can trust beside me. The sun reflected off the bakery windows, warm and bright. My bakery, my rules, my life. Ben's shadow was gone. And for the first time, I felt free. The bakery was quiet for the first time in weeks. No chaos, no betrayal, no threats. Just the hum of ovens, the scent of fresh bread, and the soft clatter of trays. I stepped behind the counter, testing the cash register. Everything was under my name. Every account, every contract, every client mine. Ben couldn't touch a thing. Jack leaned against the doorway, watching me with that calm, steady look that always made me feel protected. You've really done it, he said. I didn't turn, just kept checking the numbers. We did it. Together. He pushed off the doorway and walked over, lowering his voice. You know, I've waited years for a chance to fight beside you, not against you or him. I paused, meeting his eyes. The bakery felt warmer with him here. I've always known you had my back, even when I didn't see it. Jack smiled faintly. Now it's official. Nobody will ever threaten you again. Not him, not anyone. I exhaled, letting the tension drain. Feels good. Finally. He stepped closer, hands in his pockets. And the bakery? I smirked.
Mine.
Every corner. Every recipe. Every idea. It's ours if you want it too. Jack's lips curved. I thought you might say that. I walked to the office, opening the blinds wide. Sunlight spilled in. This is the start, not just the end. We rebuild, we thrive, and we make sure no one ever tries this again. Jack came up behind me, brushing my shoulder. I've always hated Ben for taking you, for lying, for everything. I'll make sure he never touches your life again. I felt a flicker in my chest. Not just relief, but something else.
Trust. Safety.
And maybe something more. I turned to him. Jack, thank you. For being here. For everything. He stepped closer. I've always loved you. You just never knew it. And now I get to protect you. Not from him, but from everything else too. I felt my chest tighten, emotions I'd buried for years bubbling to the surface. Then stay. Don't leave. I won't, he said softly. I'm not going anywhere. I smiled, a real, full smile for the first time in months.
Good.
Because I think we've earned some happiness after all that chaos. Jack took my hand, strong and steady. Happiness and control. You've got both now. I walked through the bakery, showing him the newly reorganized shelves, the fresh pastries, the updated signage. This is ours now. Every detail, every recipe, every decision. He followed, watching me, eyes soft but alert. You've turned betrayal into triumph. I've never been prouder. I leaned back against the counter, letting him brush a strand of hair from my face. And you? You're staying to make sure I don't lose it again. Jack's hand covered mine. Always. For the first time, I let myself breathe. Ben's shadow was gone. My bakery was safe. My life was mine. And beside me, Jack stood, not just my protector, but someone I could trust completely. I glanced out the window. Customers walking in, sunlight glinting off the glass, life moving forward. This is it, I said. The beginning of everything we deserve. Jack pulled me closer, voice low. And it starts right here, right now. I nodded, heart racing, not with fear, not with anger, but with possibility. Right here, right now. The bakery was ours. Our rules, our victories, our lives. And finally, I felt free.